Hi, so my name is Kate with Scotland Run Marketing. Today we're going to be covering the command overview. Now, if you're just joining us, this is a pretty big class. It covers a lot in command on a broad scale. We're not going to deep dive into any of the pieces of command, but we will try to get done with, 5-10 minutes for questions at the end if we have time. Um, let's go ahead and get started though. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to command. So if you're not familiar with how to get to command, that's going to be agent.kw.com. I'm going to drop that in the chat for you guys as well. You should get a screen that looks like this, and you'll put your username and password in. If you're not sure what those are, you should have gotten a setup email from us most likely with those logins. Or you can hit forgot password, and it will allow you to enter that username and reset that password. I'm going to go ahead and sign in though. If this is your first time logging into Command, it will generally require an email verification that's going to be sent to your recovery email on file. So just keep that in mind as well. Once we're logged into Command, this is going to be your home screen. Now, your home screen can look a little bit different. These home screens are customizable a little bit. Um, and you'll see that by this button in the top right that says Customize. So that will allow you to decide what you want to see here on this home screen, as well as kind of move it around so you can see what is most important first when you log in. In order to customize that, you're just going to hit the Customize button. From there, you'll see on the left-hand side, we have the widgets that are available. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see how you can arrange those. So if there's certain things you don't want to see, you can certainly come over here on the left-hand side and just click that little button to turn them off. So let's say we want to turn off most active. We want to turn on our recent leads. We don't really care about our database health. Let's turn that off. You'll see as I'm unchecking or checking them, they're showing up over here on the right-hand side. Um, you also have the 6 little dots to the left of each of the items where you can drag those. If you want to see your goals first, you want to see your leads first, you can certainly add those so that that is custom to you. Then we go ahead and hit save. It's going to instantly update that dashboard. So as you can see, we only have 4 widgets now on the home screen. We have our goals, our leads, we have our updates, and then our tasks. Again, if you turn something off that you decide you want to see instead, you can come back here, turn those on. Again, this is totally up to you what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Once you have it how you want it, though, you just want to make sure you hit that save button. Now we'll go ahead and update it. Now, other things on this home screen that are available. So we're going to start in the top left corner. There's a red and white KW. This is a button. If you click on that, it's going to expand the widgets on the left-hand side so you can view what each of those are. You can, of course, hover over them as well. We're going to go over each of these, again, at a very broad scale, so just an overview. But just know that we do have classes that go over those in greater detail. Now up at the top, you'll see we have Command. You should also have Connect. Some of you may have Command MC, however, most of you probably do not. This is a leadership part of Command, so if you're not a member of the Market Center leadership, you most likely won't have this. Connect, though, Connect is going to be kind of like a place where you can come and find additional training, learning resources, all that good stuff. For example, a lot of offices run Ignite for new agents. Um, Ignite is a class that you can come here and you can find all of the materials, everything for that class so that you can either start taking it or if you kind of just want to look for something on your own, you can certainly do that. So as you can see, we have Ignite right here. We can go ahead and click on that. You'll see that we have the option to purchase materials. It's going to go over everything. It's also going to give us some videos, all of the manuals for each of those classes, etc. So if you like this class, you want to come back to this, you can mark it as yours, like bookmark it. That will add it to your My Learning tab so that you can come back to it, work on it whenever you want. We go back to the home. You also have a browse. You can search for classes. Find whatever you want. You also have the events tab over here. Let's see, Maria, if you don't have a Connect tab, you may want to, I would email our support team. We can take a look. Almost every Command account should have this Connect button within Command. Again, you want to be logged into Command to view that. But if you don't see it, definitely reach out to our support team. There may be something going on there. Um, but you should have the events tab as well. This will allow you to find local training, whether it's in person or virtual. It kind of gives you the option. But this will allow you to just find additional trainings. Again, whether they're local or not, you can search for them. Um, but that's your Connect tab. Again, just another place to come for learning, training, resources, all of that good stuff. We're not going to dive into Command MC since most of you should not have that, but we're going to move over here to these buttons. To keep us in a familiar place, though, I'm going to go back to the home screen. You'll see these buttons stay here no matter what. Um, this first one is kind of like a little storefront. It's called the KW Marketplace. So the KW Marketplace is where you can go to basically integrate third-party platforms with Command. So Command was originally built for agents by agents to eliminate some of those third-party platforms, so you could save some costs. Also, so that all of your communications could kind of communicate with each other, all those platforms would be intertwined. So the marketplace is so that you have the ability to search for those other platforms you might be using, and you can connect them with command so that they're synced to each other. So you can come here and find all of those, search through those, connect them, all of that good stuff. Now, next is you're going to be your notifications. Your notifications is exactly what it sounds like. It's your notifications coming through command. You have the ability to see unread, read. You have the ability to turn on what you want to see and what you don't. You can also adjust the settings as to what even notifies you. There are options to turn on settings for your mobile device. As long as you have the command app on your phone, that's going to be the best way to get those mobile device notifications. You also have the desktop one, etc. Again, you can adjust those in that settings button in the top right corner. Now, next to that, we're going to skip over our name for just a second. We're going to take a look at the question mark here. So the question mark, again, another great place you can come if you're running into an issue. You can come here and kind of search for how to get through it. So they have guided tours, which will be, kind of step by step how to navigate through something. You have the Keller Williams University. That's just another place you could come type a question. It's going to try to provide you with the correct resources to help with whatever you have going on. You have chat with KW support directly. So that's usually if you're encountering an error or bug. Most times you'll want to reach out to support so that they can escalate the ticket and get that issue resolved. We're also doing that sometimes for agents. So this is somewhere you can come to follow up on those tickets if you ever have them. And then post an idea. This is going to bring you to ideas.kw.com. As I stated before, Command was built by agents for agents. So you can come here, share your ideas. If there's something you'd like Command to do that it is not currently doing, you can come here and you can request that that be added. And then other agents can come and vote on those ideas as well, so that you get those implemented into Command. So, great place to come and share ideas, find ideas, and vote on them. Um, Now, the last thing on the home screen before we jump into the name is this little button down here. This is for the KWIQ, or what is also called Quick. So this is Commands AI. So if you have questions, you can come here, ask this, whether it's about numbers or anything business related. You can generally come and ask Quick and see if they'll help you get an answer. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the drop down under our name. So if you click that little drop down, you'll see that we have our personal account. Now, Scott has a team account as well. So if you don't have other accounts, that is perfectly okay. Most likely you just have your personal and you're not on a team. Um, then you have your referrals profile. Now, your referrals profile is going to be an internal profile for other KW agents to find you, connect with you, and hopefully send you referrals. Um, so this profile is what allows you to show up in that referral network, and provides them with details about you so that they know who you are. Now, next is your My Profile. Again, primarily an internal profile. However, if you have this little button turned to no, you will not show up on the kw.com website. So the kw.com website is a generic Keller Williams website, but it allows people to come here and find an agent. So if your profile is turned off, you're not going to show when someone is searching for you or someone in your area. So make sure that's turned on if you want to show up there. Most of the other information in here is going to be internal. It has your name, your bio, your personal info, real estate license information. Down here, you're going to also see that you have your KW information, so system logins, your recovery email, emergency contacts, all of that stuff. So you can find and edit all of this information here. If you're in more than one market center, you will see that you have the ability to select your primary. So that is going to show there as well. And then down below that, you'll see we have a lot, but generally you should just have MLS. If you're not showing MLS, either your MLS ID is not connected to Command or you're not a licensed agent. If you are not seeing that and you are licensed, you'll want to reach out to your Market Center staff. They can get that added for you. And then down below, you'll see whichever market center you're associated with. If you're associated with more than one, you'll also see that. And then when you click on those, you'll see your role. Another place to see if you're showing as a licensed agent or not. You should be able to view your cap information, how close you are to those caps, etc. You can view that here as well. Moving back, let's go ahead and go back to Command. And we're just going to go to the next one. So next is Marketplace. We kind of already covered that since it's in two spots. Next is our settings. So settings, this is another place where you can connect those third-party platforms. And some of the primary ones that KW works with are already going to be showing here. For example, DocuSign, Facebook, all of those for immediate need will be showing here already. You'll just need to connect them. You won't generally see dotloop. That one's not used by every office. But if you are using that, you can connect it through the KW Marketplace. Twitter, give me one second. So sorry about that, guys. We do work from home and I have a little one, so occasionally you might hear me mute to save your ears. Um, but our settings here. So these are those third-party platforms that you can set up. You have, again, Facebook. This is going to be for social media posts, Instagram. Also, if you connect your Google Calendar, Gmail, those are going to allow those to communicate with each other. Moving down, you have your command mail and your MailChimp. These are going to be what's used to send your email campaigns and who those reply emails go to. So you can manage that here. You do get 5,000 per month included. If you need more than that, you can manage your subscription and upgrade that. You can also adjust the sender name and who those replies are going to go to. So if you need to change that email, you certainly can, and you can do that here. Now, lastly is Twilio. Twilio is a paid for service. So if you want to connect that, it is done through this marketplace. You'll select whichever package you'd like, enter your payment, and then you can start texting through command. Other things over here on the left, I like to point out the marketing profile. This is the most important profile in my opinion. This profile is the one that feeds all of the information to your KW website, to your Command app, and to your various marketing through Command. So this is the one you want to make sure has your photo and all of the updated information. So you can come through here, make all of those edits, and then at the very bottom, you just want to make sure you hit save. Um, we're going to go back to the home page, you guys. All right. And now we're going to start taking a look at these various applets. We're going to go into each of them and kind of cover what each of them does. If you guys have any questions as we're going through, definitely drop those in the chat. I'll pay attention to that. But like I said, we will hopefully have time at the end for questions as well. So the first one is a little person in a box. That's going to be your contacts. So this is where you would add your contacts to command. Now this can be done a couple of ways. You can do it one by one. You can import your contacts. You could do that either from a file, a CSV or Excel file, or you could import them directly from your phone using the command app. So a couple of options there. Um, you have the ability to search for contacts. When doing so, you can do it by first name, last name, etc. You can turn on filters if you're looking for a specific group of people. Let's say when you imported people, you used a set tag. Maybe they came through an open house and you added them all at the same time. You can come here and search by that filter, that tag, find them. You can set up smart views. So if there is a group of people that you want to see every time you come into command, you can save that as a smart view. That way, every time you come in, you're seeing those people. We, of course, have more than 5 contacts in our database. However, we have a smart view turned on so that we only have these 5 people showing anytime we come to our contacts. Again, you have that import. You have add a contact. This is where you could add one contact at a time. We'll just go ahead and add Minnie Mouse. We can add the phone number. Oops, and I put that in the wrong place. Add the phone number. You can add email. The lead source. So where did this lead come from? I'm going to put open house since we were talking about that. Are they a new lead? Is this a new person? I can go ahead and mark that. That will put a little L next to them so I can easily identify them. If I have set tags I want to use, I can still do my open house tag. And then we go ahead and click add more information. This is where it'll allow us to add additional phone numbers, emails. You can also go ahead and add those addresses. You should notice as you're typing those, it will start to populate them based on Google. Um, you can add same mailing address or different. If you have social handles, you can also click about, and this is where you can add legal names, additional notes you might want to keep for that contact, birthdays and home anniversaries. Any relationship you might want to add, so you can add any son, daughter, sibling, etc. Company name, and then custom fields at the bottom. So if there are certain things that you like to use in your business, let's say you do a pie giveaway every year, you may want to know what type of pie that this person likes so that you can make sure you have one of those. You could, of course, add a custom field, add that, and then add your contact. Now, next to add contact, you have 3 little dots. This is where you can check your database for duplicates and merge those if you have duplicate contacts. You can export all of your contacts, or you can do mailing labels. Now, down below, we can, of course, select contacts, and then we get a bulk action where we can do various different bulk activities, whether it is archiving, adding notes, etc. You can also click on the name here if you want to sort your contacts differently. So let's say you want to see them Z to A by last name. You can, of course, filter it that way or sort it that way. You can also adjust what you see here on this main screen. So if we customize our columns, again, similar to the home screen when we were kind of adjusting that, if there's certain information you want to see and information you don't, you can turn those off and you can also drag those. So if we want to see primary address first, we can certainly drag that to the top so we can see it. Now, once we save that, you'll see now we have the primary address here. We can see it very easily. You can also kind of minimize these if you want them to be smaller so you can see more information. So again, just a great way for you to customize this based on what's important to you and your business. There is the ability to change the view. You can change it to tiles or the list. You can also show 500, 10, whatever you want to do. Now, lastly, you have your three little dots for contacts where you can perform some additional activities, whether you're adding notes or archiving. And when we click on those, you'll see that we have a contact card with all of their information. So we can see their tags, neighborhoods, everything. All of this can still be edited. If you click that little pencil, you can still edit any of this information. And then on the right-hand side, you have your timeline. This is going to show you any interaction you've had with this contact through command. So emails, smart plans, notes you've added. You can also view the opportunities you have with that contact, smart plans, add them, tasks, notes, and you also have save searches. And then at the very bottom, you have this little plus sign where you can again add activities, notes, calendar events, whatever you have going on, you can add that to your contact. I don't see any questions currently, so we're going to keep going along. Next is our tasks. So tasks are pretty self-explanatory. There's two different types of tasks you can basically have. Either it's a task from a smart plan or a task you've created, or it's a task from an opportunity. So something you have to do along the lines that go with your transaction. But here you have to-dos, so upcoming tasks, and you can of course filter those to see what's coming up, what's due today. Hopefully you don't have as many past dues as we have in our account. You can also filter those, show what's been completed. If you've archived tasks, you can find those as well. And you can search and create new task. Now, when creating a new task, you just create. You can do a task name. You can link that either to a contact, so if this is specific to someone, or if it's specific to a transaction and you need to follow up on something, you can pick one of those two. Once you've done that, and linked your person, you can decide what type of task is this. Is this a call, text, or other? Let's say we want to call them. I'm just going to do call follow-up to keep it simple. We can add links if there's something we might need. If you need to change the priority level, is this a very important task or not so much? And then you can set your due date. So you can view that by your calendar or set no due date. You can pick the date and then does this repeat? Is this something I need to follow up every week? Is it once a month, etc.? So you can set all of that here. Now, once you're done with your task, you can, of course, complete that by checking that little arrow to the far, or that little checkbox to the far right. You also have three dots next to that to edit, reschedule, add note, or archive. And then if you're trying to, let's say, change the due date for multiple tasks, you can select those and hit reschedule. You can change the priority. Let's say we want to make all of these medium priority. It's going to go ahead and adjust those for me. So you can see they changed to medium. Now, if we click on that task, it's just going to show the additional information. And again, I can also edit or mark it as complete. Take a quick look at the chat here. To delete a contact, you have to archive the contact, and then the contact has to be deleted from the archives. Maria, we'll try to come back to that one at the very end, and I'll show you how to actually find the archive contacts and delete those. Moving down to smart plans, though. Now, smart plans are a great way to kind of create set it and forget it type follow up. So if you need to do follow up with someone and you don't want to have to remember to do it every day, you can create the smart plans or find smart plans created by someone else that you can use. So here we have our smart plans. These are going to be my library of smart plans. You can also publish your smart plans if you want other people to be able to use them. But if you don't have any smart plans and you don't want to create one from scratch, you can check out the Smart Plans library. Now, the Smart Plans library is where you can find any smart plans, whether they are based on something specific or you just want to skim through them. Let's say you're looking for a specific type of smart plan. Let's say we're looking for open house smart plans. You can search that and you'll find a bunch of different ones. Now, you can see who they were created by, when it was created. You can also view the steps. So if you want to take a look at what actually is going to happen when you set someone up on that smart plan, you can view the steps. Once you find one that you like, you can click Add to Smart Plan. Um, and this one has two different ones, so it has more to it than just the one. So you can download that as well. I already have these most likely in my smart plan, so it's not letting me add it. But generally, you just add it that way. Now you can also search by author or description, and then you can also view categories. So featured, most used, top rated, or newest. But again, smart plans created by everyone in KW, as well as KW themselves that you can utilize on your contacts. Um, I do highly recommend combing through those with a fine-tooth comb when you are adding one that is created by another agent. The reason for that is that if they added any hyperlinks anywhere that take them to their website, or if they have their contact information anywhere, you want to make sure that's swapped out for your information. So adding a smart plan, just make sure to go through it, and that all information is updated to you. Now, once you've added a smart plan, you can again click on that drop down and view the tasks. You can see if you have any contacts on a smart plan. It'll have a little eyeball. So neighborhood nurture. We can also see who is on that smart plan by clicking on that eyeball. Um, the day that that smart plan was created, how long that smart plan runs for, how many times does it communicate with that person while they're on that smart plan. And then to the right, we can add context to it, edit it. We can also publish, copy, delete in most cases. So you have all of those. And then you have pages worth if you have that many smart plans. You may have more pages here. Now, next is going to be referrals. Now, again, your referrals is where you can find referral partners. It is where you can send referrals to other KW agents. It's also where you can receive referrals from other KW agents. So the main screen here is going to show our referrals overview. So pending invites. This is just to the referral network. It doesn't mean we have 71 pending referrals. It's just people to connect with. Pending referrals is actually referrals that have been sent or received. And then you also have those sent and received here. Now down below is the network. This is where I've connected with people. It will have their referral profile, their information, and I can of course send and receive referrals that way. Now our next one is the referrals button. Again, sent or received referrals also shows active, funded, lost, etc. So you can view all of those different types. You can send referrals by clicking new referral. This will allow you to find an agent and send all of those details over to them for them to accept it. Now, next is the map. This is a great way to find referral partners. So when you're looking for a referral partner, generally you're looking based on where you have a client interested in buying or selling. I'm going to change this to Market Center. That's my most recommended way to kind of search. Let's say we have someone moving here to the Salt Lake City area. I'm just using my mouse and zooming in on that area. And as you can see on the right, it's starting to populate agents. So let's say we're going very specific right here in this area. It's starting to randomly pull agents. Now, when I say random, it's set to random. So there's no set information deciding who is showing here. Now I can change that to see if I want to do first and last name, how many closed units they have, listings sold, buy side leases. You can sort them by any of that information. So if you're looking for a listing agent, luxury, you can certainly filter based on that so you can find those people first. You can click that little arrow. It's going to show all their all of their information here. It's also going to give you the ability to add them to your referral network. So you're just connecting with them, or you can go ahead and send them a referral. It's going to allow you to fill out the request and send that over to them. Um, Now, one other thing I like to kind of take a look at here is the referrals patterns. Referral patterns are great because you can kind of get a clear idea of where people are moving to. Um, if you're looking Austin, Texas, you can see where are people moving that live in Austin, Texas. This gives you a better idea as to who you should be connecting with. You can also change that. Let's say we said Salt Lake, so let's go there. You can also see those referral patterns. So great way to see who you might want to connect with based on where people are moving. And lastly is just my network. So this is kind of the same thing that's on that dashboard. These are the people I've previously connected with and I have a relationship with, or I've connected with them through command. Um, and I can easily send them referrals and they can send me referrals, etc. Now, next is going to be your opportunities tab. Now, your opportunities tab is your sales transactions. So buyers, sellers, leases, any of those type of deals. This is where you create your opportunity from start to close. So even starting as early as when you're trying to cultivate that relationship, from the point that you have an active listing with them. This is going to start to give you accurate information as to how long it takes you to get from cultivating a relationship to the closing table. So it will start to update that based on how quickly you're moving people through the pipeline here. Um, Same for buyers. It will start to update that. Also gives you the potential and probable income. So, total commission from all opportunities in this pipeline, every single one. And then probable is based on how likely that deal is to close based on where they are. So obviously, if you're in cultivate with those people, you're not as likely to close just yet, but it will update as they're moved through that pipeline. And we also have leases, and then there's some graphs and numbers down here that you can take a look at as well. You do also have the All Opportunities tab. This is where you can find every opportunity, all of your closed deals. You can also filter, search, etc. here. Set up smart views. One thing I like to point out is if you have a closing, let's say you had a closing last month, you're coming over here and now you're seeing that the closing is gone. It shows 0. So the month after after the deal has closed and your office has transmitted for the month, that deal will fall off of this pipeline here. However, you can still find that by coming here. You can filter to, let's say we want to look for buyers. Let's say we want to only see our closed deals. We can hit apply. Now, we don't have any, but this is where you would be able to find those if you did have any closed buyers. We're going to reset that. Again, you can view all of this. It's going to have all of your past transactions. Um, you can set up those smart views like we talked about. And then you can also create a new opportunity. So this is where you would decide the market center, the what type of opportunity this is, if you're on a team or not, the client's name, and all of the other information that goes along with it. Now, when you're in an opportunity, you have details, marketing. This is where your documents are uploaded for you to get paid. So the documents themselves live within DocuSign, but you upload them to Command so that you can get those approved. You also do your offers and commissions through here if you have any notes as you're going through the deal. And then you'll also have a timeline that gives you all of the information throughout the entire transaction. You'll have a running timeline. And we're going to go back. When you're in these phases, you can drag and drop these based on where that person is. So if they've moved into appointment phase, it will move them over here. There it is. And we can keep dragging them through our transaction until we've gotten to the closing table. I do not see any questions. We'll go ahead and keep going. Next is a little like megaphone. These are going to be your campaigns. So there are 4 different types of campaigns you can create. You can create paid ads. You can send email campaigns. You can send out direct mailers to houses. And then you can also create social posts. So when you're creating a campaign, you'll decide what you're doing. Again, direct mailer, you can either farm specific neighborhoods, you can send postcards to your clients or your database. That will be those direct mailers. You can send emails. The great thing about these emails is it's going to give you engagement information. So how many opens, clicks, unsubscribes, etc. It's going to show you all those details. And then the last two, social posts and paid ads. The biggest difference in these two, social posts are going to be shown to people that already follow your social media pages. Um, they like and follow you. Whereas paid ads are going to be run to people that don't necessarily know who you are, and trying to generate new business for you, new leads. So not that the social posts can't, but these are people you haven't necessarily met yet that it's going to target for those. Now on the dashboard here, you can see there's just some tips and tricks, some quick posts, and then you can also have some quick little links here. Paid ads. The paid ads has moved out of commands directly. However, you can access this by this paid quick start. It will bring you into a new web browser where you can connect your Facebook and start running paid advertisements. And you could do that through Facebook, Instagram, Google. So there's a couple different options there. We're going to go back a couple of times. And then email campaigns. Again, send emails. You can see who's opening, clicking. If you click on these, it'll show you even more information. Clicks, opens, not sent, etc. Um, Go back. Check this question. For the campaigns, you don't necessarily need Twilio, because campaigns aren't going to be texting. Twilio would be more for smart plans if you want them to send out automatic texts for you. Direct mailers, again, postcards. You get to target specific neighborhoods or your contacts. You get to create custom postcards based on listings or other information and send those out. Again, we have classes that cover all of these in greater detail, so you can check those out to learn how to do those fully. And then social posts, you can schedule out your entire month or week so that your social posts are going out to your social media accounts. Now, next we have reports. This is where you can come to get some information on what's going on with your command. So you have database that you can look at. You have contacts, leads. You can view all of that. So how healthy is your database? Meaning, how many different ways can you communicate with them? Um, how many times can you reach out to them? Things like that. So phone numbers, emails, addresses, those are going to be the most important, but these others are important too. If we switch over to the reports button, we can change this so we can see opportunities, goals, or database. So we could check out all of those various different reports. We have goals. Now, this is a great place to set your goals for the year. We're coming up on the end of 2024. Do you know what your business looks like for 2025? Do you know how many deals you need to have in order to hit your goal for the year financially? Do you know how many buyers and sellers that's going to take? All of that information you can set in here so you can keep track of that and make sure that you're on track halfway through next year or first quarter to see if you need to reset or rearrange how you're running your business. So great place to come. You can do, like I said, 2025 goals, getting close on that one, so that you're ready to go. Lead routing, this is mostly if you have a team and you are setting up lead routing. Those email metrics, so again, how many are delivered, undelivered, sent, clicked, etc. You can come here. This is not only going to show emails sent through campaigns, it's also going to show you your emails sent through smart plans, as well as other. But this will allow you to view those people. It'll see what email it went to, what the subject was, so you can get very clear on if what you're sending is valuable, or not, if you need to change things up or also just to see who is unsubscribing from your emails. However, if they've unsubscribed, it should not allow you to send them another, um, depending how they unsubscribe. There are two options. They can either unsubscribe from just this email or all marketing. So it would depend what they selected. This is broken down by month though, so you can go back if you want to see November's. Even if you want to go through the entire year just to take a look, you can go all the way back to January. You can even filter if you just want to see campaigns or smart plans. Next is texts and calls, primarily again, if you have Twilio set up, this is going to allow you to see how many credits you're using, how many are expiring soon because they do expire after a while. So you can see all of that information right here. Now our next little applet is the Designs applet. The Designs applet is where you can create different types of marketing. You have a few options again here. You can create email marketing that you can use for email campaigns or smart plans. You have social media marketing, print marketing, and then quick little videos that you can create. This is kind of limited. These two have a ton of options. So I like to compare this to Photoshop, Canva, but you can come here and get very creative and make your own marketing materials. Um, so you just create design and go through that. However, again, we have a class that goes over this fully. So if you need any help with that, you should check that out. Um, but you do have search, filter based on the design type. You can also see your oldest to newest or newest to oldest. And you can also change your view. You do also have the ability to import a design. When doing that, it's going to take you into the WeBrand editor, which is where you create that marketing. And it will allow you to start from blank, choose a template, or you can go ahead and import a design there. Go back a couple spaces. Oops. Now, if you don't have any designs here, it just means you haven't created any yet. These are previous designs that we've created, so that's why we're seeing them. So if you don't have any, not a big deal. Now, our next applet here is listings. So this is where you can come, make sure your listings are synced to command. Again, that goes back to that My Profile. If your MLS ID is missing, you may not be seeing your listings populating here. So you may want to sync and get that MLS ID added. You can also see collections created by clients. So houses that they've liked. You can come and view those here. You can also search the entire MLS straight from command by coming here and searching property address, MLS, etc. Um, you can zoom in on any area you might be interested in. Let's go up here, and it will start populating those listings from the MLS. Again, sync your listings. If your MLS is added and they're not showing up, you can do that. You can also create new listing here. And lastly is our website's applet. So the website's applet is where you come to customize your website. So when you click that, you'll see we have the My Websites. We also have the settings. So on this main page here, we have our subdomain. So this is our URL for our website. This is what we would enter when searching on the web browser to take a look at our website. So we can hit search. Wait for that to load. Here is our custom branded website. Um, Now, if we want to make any edits to that, we can, of course, hit Edit My Agent Site. This is going to give you the ability to make some very simple edits right here. So you can edit your homepage, banners, photos, etc. You come down, add testimonials, things like that. These are very basic things that you can edit here. You can even adjust the colors of your website. So you can kind of see as we change this, some of the colors over here are going to change. Now beyond that, if we close out of this, and I'm not going to publish those, if we go into settings, we also have the edit my website. Now, if we click that, it's going to bring us into an entirely different browser. This is your website dashboard. This is where you can make additional edits. These are going to be more of their expert level edits. So you can get to that a couple of different ways. You can either click that edit my website, but also when you're in edit my agent site, you'll see up here in the top right, we have expert mode. That's going to bring you into that same dashboard. These are just some of the more advanced website editing that you may want to do, but you can certainly come here for that. Other things you can take a look at on this settings tab, though, if you scroll down, if you want to change your subdomain for your website, you can do that here by editing this and hitting Save Changes. You can find your branded app URL. So at this time, they do not allow those to be customized. You can't edit the numbers at the end. However, you can go ahead and copy that, send that over, or paste it on any marketing you might want to be using. Now, if you're on a team, you will also have this team referrals link section. This is going to give you a few different things. Team name, it's going to give you the team website URL, the team branded app link, and then also the team member app link. So this is going to keep you linked when people are using that app link. And down below, you also have preferences. This is where you can disable or enable a couple of options. So do you want Keller Home Loans to be shown on your app and website? Do you want Keller Covered to be shown? Do you want neighborhoods to be shown on the agent website? So you can come here, disable or enable those, whatever you choose. Make sure you hit Save Changes. Next, we have force registration. So this is going to allow you to determine how many people you want to be able to have access to your website before they register and create an account. So do you want them to be able to view as many properties as they would like? Do you want them to only view 2 or 10? Or do you not want to allow visitors to view any properties unless they create an account on your website? Now, keep in mind, you are notified when someone creates an account on your website or app. Um, you're also notified of like different activities. If they're liking houses or things like that, it's going to notify you of those. So you get to decide that here and save changes. And then lastly, we have deactivate my website. This is only to generally be used if you are leaving Keller Williams or if you want to completely restart your website 100% from scratch. Keep in mind that deactivate button you will lose all of your current content. So, if there's anything on your current website you'd like to use on your new website, you would want to save that before deactivating. Otherwise, you will no longer have access to that. We do believe that includes any testimonials, featured listings, things like that. You'll want to save all of that so you do not lose it. So, really hesitate using that button. You don't want to use it unless you absolutely have to. Alrighty, guys. That is our entire command overview. As promised, I like to leave about 10 minutes for questions. So I am going to go ahead and stop record here in a second, and we'll go through some questions. If you don't have any questions and you'd like to jump off, go ahead. Thank you for joining today. And if something comes up afterwards, you can email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'd be happy to help. Have a great day, and I'm going to stop record for questions.